Alright guys, my name's Scout7 and I'm going to be doing a bit of a level 50 catch-up guide or a bit of an intro to what's going on for new players. So, if you remember, skill points used to be given after a certain level alongside every Hung Moon level. Now that has changed and you're actually going to be getting what is called Hung Moon points now. So Hung Moon points are going to be used to either increase your offensive abilities, which will be your attack power and your elemental damage, or you can increase your HP and your defense as you're seeing here. So every Hung Moon level, you're going to be actually receiving 5 Hung Moon points, which you can be speccing into whether offense or defense, whatever you're kind of feeling is what you need. So it is a really nice addition because as you see, every certain point, you're going to be starting to get the bonus effect. Now the bonus effect really helps out a lot because, it gives you a huge boost on your stats and it's really nice in general. So one other thing that they did besides that is instead of getting skill points, you're actually not going to be needing them at all. So they changed the whole skill tree system, and you're going to be basically forced to pick whether you're going to want to be one or the other of your 2 elements based on your class. So in this case, I'm playing Fire BM. Now, this basically allows me to just pick whatever I'm feeling is wanted at the time being and, just instantly swap to it basically without many issues. Now it is a really nice addition, and it makes it a lot easier for people to not have to worry about skill points based on what they're wanting to have. Now one other thing is these little blue books that you see is normally they're going to be red for you once you're starting out, because I have the Hung Moon abilities, which are just enhanced version of whatever that has the little blue book. So it, for example, if I just didn't have it, this would be the base one, but if I ever get that, it'll be enhanced and have that extra addition effect. So it's really nice, and if you ever want to change to the other element, you just click on this button and, just like that, you're the other element. Now, these are the only abilities that I'm able to change, and if you ever want to see them, you just click on this, and just like that, you can be picking whatever you're feeling is right. It's a really nice addition, and it's very helpful. Now, outside of that, once you come back, you may be prompted to either salvage your weapon, or if you're starting out, you're not going to be receiving a upgradable weapon. So this is because of the new weapon path. So they changed their weapon path to be cheaper in the long run, and also easier to manage as you're leveling. So while you're leveling, you're going to be getting different weapons that you're going to be able to, just keep changing and changing because they're going to be better stats. Now once you hit Act 4, or salvage your weapon, if you just came back, you will be receiving an ivory weapon. Now these are going to be, this is the new weapon that you're going to be using up until you upgrade it to legendary. It is a really nice and cheaper path, and it really helps out a lot for new players. It takes less resources, and you're able to kind of stock up more while you're leveling. Now, one tip that I will give you is while you're leveling, if you're level 20, if you can find a friend or somebody from faction chat who is nice enough to run you through Tomb of the Exile several times, you can collect your infernal weapon at level 20, and that weapon is actually going to be better than what you're going to be using at that time. You're going to have to use cross server to go in it, but it allows you to get about 100 AP boost on whatever your weapon is at that time, and it's really nice while you're leveling. Makes your life a lot easier, and it's just a nice quality of life to have. You don't need to do it, but if you can help it, I would recommend it personally. Now, one other thing that they did is they didn't just change the weapon, but they also changed the accessories. So currently, if you had any of the old Hung Moon accessories, you are still able to use them just like normal, and that's great because later on, you can salvage that accessory into legendary jewels once you get to the, legendary accessory point. But if you're new, you're not going to be getting any actual good accessory until you start to be in Act 4. Act 4 is kind of where everything starts to kick in. So you're going to be introduced to the Sterling accessory set initially, which is, it's pretty nice. Then you're going to be getting the Ivory. Now you're also supposed to be getting the Lucent accessory set. I think it's between Act 5 and 6, but I cannot confirm that. I know that you get it now, but I don't remember, because I haven't done the new story, or the story on an alt, since they did that change. Now, ideally, you're going to want to be going for some specific accessories. You're going to be going for your pinnacle accessories, but if you can change one accessory, I would highly recommend that you get your elemental earring. So you'll be getting that from specific dungeons depending on which one you need, you know, depends where you get it. But these are very good. They're gonna be better than your current earring that you have at that time, and I would highly recommend it because they're fairly simple to get, as not a lot of people will bid you up on them. Now I'll be talking about legendary accessories on another video probably. Now, one of the other really big things is they changed how materials are. So now you're going to have a bound version of each material and a non-bound version for your base ones. So honorary ornaments have now become Elysian orbs and Elysian crystals. So if you ever have an Elysian orb, that is going to be the tradable version of the new honorary ornament. Or if you right click it, it'll allow you to process it into a crystal, which is what you're going to be using actually to upgrade. Now, I wouldn't recommend that you instantly just go and process all of them because you might need them for certain crafting recipes, transmuting recipes. Some transmusions still require the tradable version of it. So you're definitely going to want to be keeping that just in case. Now, stingers became sacred orbs. So your frozen stingers are either going to be sacred orbs or sacred crystals now. You will be doing the same thing as your honorary ornaments, which are Elysian crystals or Elysian orbs now. You can right click the orb, and then that can turn it into your sacred crystal, which is your bound stinger. Soulstone and Moonstone are the same as well. There's going to be Soulstone, and then there's going to be the Soulstone crystal. There's going to be Moonstone, and then there's going to be the Moonstone crystal. It is a really nice addition because it kind of makes it easier for them to be giving us materials without crashing the market. And I think personally that it's a nice feature. So that is that. Now, when you do dungeons, you will be getting treasure pouches or boxes from some dungeons that will be giving you a chance at a material, which is really nice because that, like I said, it'll help you get more materials without them necessarily crashing the market. Now, the other really big change is soul shields in a sense. So the soul shield that I will recommend all of you to prioritize is going to be the Midnight Sky Petal Soul Shield, or the MSP Soul Shield for short. Now, the way you're going to be getting this is there's 2 raids that you're going to be able to run to get them. So those will be Midnight Sky Petal Plains and Dawn of Kandahar. Now, Dawn of Kandahar is going to be a weekly that you can do once a week, and every Wednesday it will reset. I would highly recommend you do this. If your servers are populated, you shouldn't have many issues. If they're not, this is going to kind of suck. But it allows you to get 4 free Twilight Flowers, along a decent amount of gold, an experience, and a chance for Elysian Orbs, which you're going to need a lot of later on. Now, Midnight Sky Petal Plains, that's going to be kind of depending on your server. I know some servers are a little bit dead on that side, but if they're not, that's going to be good because you're going to be able to farm that on a more daily basis. Now, the weekends is when you're really going to want to be farming these because on the weekends they give you an extra box and it makes it a lot easier to farm. Now, these will be giving you either these Lunar Twilight plants or these Lunar Twilight flowers. Now, with those, you'll be able to go into the Midnight Sky Petal Plains, or if you have premium, you'll be able to go to your premium membership tab and just purchase them from there. Now, you're going to be seeing that you're going to be needing these crystals. So I'll be telling you right now where you can get those. Now, depending on which one you're trying to get, depends which one you're going to need. So the green ones you can get from Twisted Soul Shields, which you can receive from Shattered Mast alongside of Gloomdraw's Incursion. Or you can get them from Sogan's Lament for Azura Soul Shields. The yellow crystals, you're going to have to salvage either Desolate Tomb Soul Shield pieces or Evandrake's Citadel pieces. And for the purple shield pieces, those are going to be the harder ones to get because they're a little bit harder dungeons, so you're definitely going to want to be reading up on them, but they will be either gotten from Xana Soul Shields, which you get from Nari Sanctum, or from Akramor Soul Shields, which you get from doing Nari Foundry. So that's where you're going to get those Soul Shields. You can salvage them, use them. Very good in the long run until you get to the next set of Soul Shield, which I'll talk about that later. It's a bit more of a long-term goal, but it'll be something you're gonna need to know. Now, they also did some dungeon changes. So when you go into crossover, you're not gonna be seeing 4-man mode and 6-man. There's gonna be normal and hard. Now, hard mode has a much more limited availability of certain dungeons. So there's only 4 right now. There's Naryu Foundry, there's Desolate Tomb, there's Seven Drake Citadel, and there's also Naryu Sanctuary. Now, those are very hard, but they also are able to be done with 6 players in hard mode now, since it's not 4-man cap anymore. Those dungeons, you're definitely going to want to have a lot higher gear for, or be really understanding the mechanics so you're not causing wipes to your party. You'll be able to do normal mode without a lot of issues, but I would still recommend you try to read up on some guides that you can find either on YouTube or online, so that, you know, people don't get mad at you. People like to overreact at times. Now, the other thing that is a really nice thing is this place where I am. It's called Celestial Basin, and once you complete the last act of the story, you'll be able to come here, unlock the place, and farm your peaches. Now, peaches are really nice to farm because there's a lot of stuff you can get for them, and it definitely helps out. So, the biggest thing that you can get for them is you can actually get upgrade materials, which are normally going to be a little bit harder to get, but with peaches, it's a lot easier to farm for them. You can also collect your 6, 7, and 8 soul shield pieces from Midnight Sky Petal Plains for a much cheaper price. Actually, it's almost like a quarter of the cost. Actually, it's about half the cost that it would normally be. Badges, you'll want to farm for those later, but for the time being, if you're getting back into the game, try not to worry about it. Try to upgrade your weapon to legendary, get your pinnacle accessories, and, you know, start to farm your peaches for these upgrades. Now, it's really nice, and it's actually really simple. You'll see that you're gonna come in here and you're gonna have some quests automatically here. Now, with these quests, you go wherever the map needs you to go, you kill them. Once you complete 3, the quest will automatically refresh and you'll get more peaches. Hopefully, you know. So I would recommend you try to get into guilds that have that peach bonus if they will take you, or, you know, if you don't have that peach bonus, you'll be fine still. It'll just take a little bit longer, but I mean, right now, as you see, I have some pretty bad quests, but there have been cases of people getting some for, you know, 1,000 times 5 or whatnot. It's a really easy the longer you farm it, and it doesn't take too much of your time. Now, you'll see right now that sometimes you'll actually be getting these events like we just got right now. But with those events, you're going to want to go, and you generally want to kill the boss first. The boss will drop you a little pouch which can contain, I think, some upgrade materials along some XP charms. So it's really nice to do, and I would recommend to do it. That's kind of everything. It's a lot of stuff, but it is a really nice changes that they did to the game, and I hope that this clears up a little bit for new players alongside of people that are just coming back into the level 50. If you guys liked it, just subscribe, or if you have any criticizing, just let me know and I'll try to work on it. Thanks, everybody.